What is going on, guys? What is going on, 27 squad? Welcome back into yet another video, and today we're going to be talking about the best draft classes in the 2022 NFL draft. I always try to get around to doing these types of videos right after the draft concludes, and I'll be giving you guys my grades on the draft and talking about each pick on my favorite draft picks or draft classes in this draft class. So that being said, let's get right into it. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe for more content just like this. And that being said, let's get right into it. So we have some honorable mentions here. I have 3 honorable mentions, and I have my top 5. Now the top 5 is not going to be in any particular order. I'm just, going to go over my top 5 favorite, teams that were drafted. I mean, teams that drafted this offseason in this draft. So let's move on to our first honorable mention. That is the Tennessee Titans. Now, as far as the Titans go, they might make my top 5 if I keep thinking about it, but I really like what they did here. I do like what they did here. Treylon Burks, a lot of people compared, even Treylon Burks himself compared, his game to A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown clearly, was not wanting to stay with the Titans because of the contract disputes. They looked like they were gonna, get something going there with A.J. Brown, and they had to trade him away, and they literally got a replica of A.J. Brown. Well, not literally a replica, but someone that compares to A.J. Brown the best in this draft. And I think they came away with a good pick in Treylon Burks. I'm not a big Treylon Burks fan, but I do like the mindset of what they did there. And although they didn't get the best compensation for A.J. Brown, they did get a good replacement for A.J. Brown. We then move on to, you look at Roger McCreary. He's a good pick. They need a corner there, and he was probably one of the better options there. You could have went Andrew Booth, but there are legitimate injury concerns there. Nicholas Pettit-Freer, okay, I don't know how to say his the last part of his last name very well, but I have like a early second round grade on this dude. He is really going under the radar. I liked Freer a lot, and I thought it was a sleeper pick, him being drafted to the 3rd round to the Titans. Maybe a lot of people had him as a 3rd round prospect, but I like Nicholas Freer, so I thought that was a good pick there to help them in their tackle situation. And then they go ahead, and Malik Willis falling down boards, and the Titans aren't really in a position where they have a lot of needs on their team, so might as well pick up a potential quarterback for the future with a 3rd round pick. You literally cannot go wrong with that at all. I saw Titans fans on Twitter slamming the table for Malik Willis in the 3rd round if he slipped that far. They skipped on him with the first 3rd round pick. They got him here. Love it. Hassan Haskins, a lot of people had him a lot farther down, but I like Hassan Haskins. So look at the rest of they address their needs, the rest of the draft there. So I really like the top half of their draft. I really like it. I thought they addressed a lot of their needs very well. Not like they had a lot of needs to begin with, and I felt like they added a lot to their team and upgraded with their team. And even though they lost A.J. Brown, like I said, that's a big loss. Treylon Burks, like I said, is probably the best translation to that. The next honorable mention, we got the Minnesota Vikings. Now, a lot of people may not like the Minnesota Vikings too much. I just have them as a sleeper sort of team that probably had a really good draft. Lewis Cine, I'm a huge fan of. Okay, I'm a huge fan of Lewis Cine, and I think he could be a good potential replacement for Harrison Smith. They're bringing Harrison Smith's that hard hitting free safety right now. Lewis Cine is probably going to be more in the box, and he's going to be a great tandem over there and be the eventual replacement for Harrison Smith. They traded back a lot in this draft, and they were able to acquire a lot of picks. I really love the Andrew Booth pick. If he stays healthy, I'm telling you right now, if this guy can be up there as far as production goes, can be up there with those top tier corners and Derek Stingley and Ahmad Gardner, he has the talent to get that done. The injury concerns knocked him down to the 2nd round. I thought he would be taken early, late 1st, but early 2nd he was available, and the Minnesota Vikings took him right before the Giants did, and I'm a little bit upset about that. Ed Ingram is a guy I like too. I thought he would be a 3rd round guy. They picked him in the 2nd. I can understand that. A lot of people don't like Ed Ingram. I like him a lot. Brian Asamoah, I don't know. I think it's Asamoah, right? A lot of people said that maybe a little bit of reach there. I do like the pick, however. Ty Chandler is a really good option there at running back. Someone you can, a speed back, right? They got Dalvin Cook, who has the speed, don't get me wrong, but Dalvin Cook is a workhorse back. So is Alex Madison as well. But I like Ty Chandler on part of that three-headed monster. A change of pace back, I think can do a lot of things for them, and they address a couple of needs here as well. I thought the Vikings did a pretty decent job in their draft. I thought they were okay. Maybe they could have addressed edge rusher a little better. They waited until over here to address some sort of front seven person. But they got the majority of their needs down. I like their draft. LA Chargers, I think, got a lot of good value in their draft. I love the Zion Johnson pick to put inside or even outside, wherever they want to put him. He's got that versatility that really can adjust to wherever they want to throw him at. And I knew they were going to go offensive line with their first round pick. You got Justin Herbert there. They have a little bit of a weakness on that offensive line. Go ahead and protect your franchise quarterback a lot better. JT Woods, a lot of people are raving about JT Woods. They love that pick there in round 3. Great value. Isaiah Spiller, a lot of people thought that he would be, a potential late second round pick, maybe a third round pick. They pick him up in the 4th round. Otito, I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name, but a lot of people like him as well in the 5th round. And Jamari Sawyer, he's a guy that a lot of people see, including myself, had him probably in the 2nd, 3rd round, late 2nd, 3rd round, maybe even 4th round, but they pick him all the way at the 6th round. That could be a very good sleeper pick for them. And they make it to my honorable mentions pick. Let's get on to the top 5. Now, let's talk about the Seattle Seahawks, man. The Seattle Seahawks did a fantastic job in their draft, and I thought I would never, ever, ever say that. The Seattle Seahawks never have good drafts. I hate their drafts every single year, especially their first round picks, right? But this year, dude, they were on the mark this year, okay? First of all, they got a huge haul from that Russell Wilson trade, so they were able to utilize all their picks. I freaking love the Seattle Seahawks draft, okay? Not only do they address tackle once, they address tackle twice. I said this multiple times. The Seahawks needed to sort of learn from their lesson of what happened with Russell Wilson. Why did Russell Wilson leave? He wasn't getting any protection. He was getting all these weapons, these running backs, these wide receivers, flashy wide receivers, DK, and getting all these running backs they draft every year. It's not enough when you cannot protect Russell Wilson when he's running for his life. They're going to learn from that. Whoever the quarterback is going into Seattle, whoever the future quarterback is, maybe that's Baker Mayfield. It seems like the big sort of controversy right now. Maybe it's Baker Mayfield. You got to protect your next quarterback, whoever that may be. Even if you go out and draft one next year, go ahead and get yourself 2 good tackles in this draft. Charles Cross is the best pure left tackle in this draft. If Russell Wilson was still here in Seattle, he would be salivating over that Charles Cross pick, and I would love it as well. Man, he is a perfect blindside protector. I love Charles Cross. He's great in the passing game. Like I said, the best pure left tackle in this draft, best pass protector in this draft. And taking him at 9 was absolutely perfect. They address another need, their next biggest need, which was defensive end, and they got Boye Mafe, their edge out of Minnesota. Little undersized for a 4-3 defense. I believe he's like right around like 245, 250. May have to put on some weight. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm thinking about a wrong prospect there. But I like him too, better than having LJ Collier starting for you. Their first round bust. Like I said, the Seahawks have sucked when it comes to first round picks. Kenneth Walker, I said this, I don't like it, but I know what the Seahawks want to do, and I got to respect it because they've had one of the best running games in the NFL for years now. They keep drafting running backs. They cycle through running backs like water. Rashad Penny had a really good end of the season last year. I thought they would be fine with him. Chris Carson coming off an injury. He may be coming back. Maybe they have a 2-headed monster there. And I don't know what's going on with Alex Collins. I'm not sure if he's still there. But Kenneth Walker, man, I have to throw that away. Everything I'm critical about when it comes to how much they draft their running backs, I like the Kenneth Walker pick a lot, and we all knew that he would be one of the first running backs taken. He's taken early second. I'm okay with that completely. Abraham Lucas, another great pick. A lot of people thought he may sneak into the 1st round. They get him here in the 3rd round, probably right around where he should have gone. Maybe maybe late second round. But I love the Abraham Lucas pick as well. If those two wind up, reaching their potential and starting, man, you're gonna have two great tackles there on each end for years to come if you are able to pay them both. Next pick, Kobe Bryant out of Cincinnati. He was on the other side of Ahmad Gardner down there in Cincinnati. Did a very good job. He was picked on a lot because obviously Sauce Gardner on the other side on an island. So he was picked on a lot from the other side and did a very good job there. Tariq Woolen, a guy that a lot of people thought was going to Cincinnati, but in the second round, they find a way to get him at a great value in the 5th round. 6'4", lanky freaking corner. Great job there. Tyreek Smith, Ohio State. I like him too. Bo Melton again at wide receiver. I'm not familiar with Derek Young, but I know Bo Melton. I know Tyreek Smith. I mean, they had a fantastic draft from start to finish. They had fantastic value. Good job, Seattle. Next, we're going to highlight another team that I thought did extremely well, and a team that really doesn't do well usually in drafts, especially the top of the draft. I like what they do in the mid rounds. Travis Kelce they draft, Tyreek Hill. They get a lot of good picks in the mid rounds, but Kansas City's not really a team that get good picks in like the first, second round, in my opinion. But they had a really good draft as well, got a lot of good value. Trent McDuffie probably fits their defense very well. I like McDuffie, a little undersized, but plays extremely aggressive. George Karlaftis, getting him is a great value. Listen, Karlaftis, to me, although the numbers aren't there, right? 4.5 sacks last season, the numbers aren't quite there, but Karlaftis gets those pressures, man. He gets to the quarterback. He forces the quarterback to throw. I love his value. I love his fit there in Kansas City. They run that 4-3 defense over there, and I think he'll be great opposite Frank Clark. Getting him at 30 was an absolute steal. Sky Moore, we heard his controversy. We heard his rumors that he was linked to the Kansas City Chiefs. And people thought he may be taken as high as the 1st round for the Chiefs, but they find a way to get him here with the 54th overall pick. Brian Cook, a lot of people, these Cincinnati prospects are going to be good, man, especially the Cincinnati defenders. Okay, you have Kobe Bryant, you have Ahmad Sauce Gardner, you have Brian Cook, and I'm missing another one, the linebacker that the Giants drafted. They're getting a lot of prospects on that defense coming out, and I think they're going to play well. Leo Chenal, I was so pissed off that the Chiefs got Leo Chenal, man, linebacker out of Wisconsin. Great pick there, great value in the 3rd round. Joshua Williams, a lot of people were excited about as well, coming from a D2 school. And that's all I really want to. Kennard also was good value as well. A lot of people thought he would be a little higher than that. Next up, I gotta talk about the other New York team, and I gotta take my hat off to them, man. Great job, fantastic job, Jets. I do root for I root for the Jets' success, man. I don't want to see them, failing every single year. I don't hate the Jets at all. I do want to see them succeed. And shouts out to them, man. They had a fantastic draft. It looked like it was going to be neck and neck with the Jets and Giants as far as who's going to have the better draft. They really hit a slam dunk in the 1st round, trading back up for Jermaine Johnson. Let's look at their picks. Trading back up for Jermaine Johnson after drafting Sauce Gardner at 4 and Garrett Wilson at 10. Garrett Wilson is not my favorite wide receiver. Wide receivers aren't my favorite on the top of the draft. I'm not a huge fan of any of those guys being taken in the top 10. There was 2 wide receivers taken in the top 10. Not a huge fan of any of those guys taken in the top 10, but Garrett Wilson fits a huge need for them, and who doesn't want to see a Wilson to Wilson connection? Sauce Gardner, obviously, no, we don't even need to talk about that. It was a great pick there. Jermaine Johnson, I don't even know how Jermaine Johnson fell that far. I know he was a little bit of a Senior Bowl riser, but I thought he still would have been taken a little earlier than that. But Jermaine Johnson going to the Jets at 26 is a fantastic value, even if they traded up. Breece Hall, although a lot of people like Michael Carter, including myself, I thought maybe he could be that back over there. Apparently not. They want to have a little bit of a committee there with Breece Hall, who was more of a power back with a breaking speed, breakaway speed. Michael Carter, more of that scat back, more of that, smaller little Maurice Jones-Drew type back. And I think it will be a good tandem there in New York. And Jeremy Rucker, a little high for Jeremy Rucker, I won't lie. But if they believe in this dude, there are plenty of tight ends in this draft. If they believed in this dude, and might as well just take him there. Actually, Jeremy Rucker may be decent value there, 101st overall. Now, I gotta talk about the Houston Texans, man. The Houston Texans, nobody's talking about the draft. Why is nobody talking about the Texans draft? I'm seeing a bunch of these best drafts videos and best drafts, articles and stuff. I'm not seeing the Houston Texans anywhere. I know they didn't have a great draft last year. They had a terrible roster. Pretty much they have a need in every position, right? They had no picks last year. This year, they have a tons of picks, and they freaking knocked it out the park with all the first, early to mid-round picks. They did a fantastic job addressing their major needs. They go out in the third overall and get Derek Stingley Jr. Listen, if Derek Stingley did not have injury concerns, he would be definite great value at number 3 overall. And I know a lot of people are very skeptical about getting a defensive back or a corner number 3 overall. Understandable, especially his injury concerns. But I love Derek Stingley, especially if he's healthy. This can be a slam dunk pick, and he could be one of their better corners for years to come. Kenyon Green, I don't know why people thought that this wasn't great value. Kenyon Green, as far as his talent goes, I know positional value guards aren't really valued that highly. Interior linemen aren't valued that highly, but Kenyon Green is nothing short of a great pick at 15th overall. That's exactly where I value him at. A lot of people had him going to the Chargers. A lot of people had him going potentially a little later, to certain teams. But, I don't know why people thought he was a second-round guy. He's definitely a first-round guy, and I love the pick there. For the inside. Now, this may mean that they view Titus Howard as being a tackle, so let's see, maybe they'll have a competition there with Charlie Heck and Titus Howard. You move on to Jalen Petrie, the Baylor safety. I was looking at him. I wanted the Giants to draft him in the second round. He was the only safety left I wanted the Giants to draft after Lewis Seen went at the end of the first. But Petrie is a very good pick as well. John Mechie may be more of a third-round guy, but I'm a Mechie guy more than other people are. I like John Mechie. I've been watching John Mechie for 2 years. When you watch Alabama, I know Mechie's more probably going to be a straight slot guy, not the best route runner. I get it, but if you believe in a guy, you might as well just take him. And they had another second-round pick, so they got him here. Christian Harris is another guy that I thought maybe could have been taken in the second round, but there were a lot of inside linebackers that kind of fell a little bit after Quay Walker and Devin Lloyd. There was a big drop-off after that, and Christian Harris goes here. I thought was a great pick. Another pick I wanted for the New York Giants. Dameon Pierce is a one-cut slashing, power back. I love Pierce out of Florida. I think will be a great fit there in Houston to help there with Davis Mills. And I thought that was a fantastic draft by Houston. I think this is a very, very good start to possibly something great in their rebuild. And last but not least, I have to talk about the Baltimore Ravens. This is probably my favorite draft out of all of them. Fantastic freaking value. I can't stress it enough. Baltimore did a fantastic job. I know technically last year they had a losing season, but this is a team that has already a decent roster. I know they lost Wink Martindale, maybe a big loss. We don't know yet, but Baltimore always finds a way to get back on their feet. They always consistently have decent drafts, if not great drafts. They're always like top 10, top 5 in their draft classes every year, and this was no different, okay? Going 14th overall, Kyle Hamilton falls right into their laps. I talked about it before. The Baltimore Ravens and the safety position are they're just peanut butter and jelly, man. They're linked together. They love safeties there in Baltimore. I don't know how it's gonna look without Wink there. He's a Giant now. But they still love safeties over there despite Wink leaving. So that's not changing at all. Kyle Hamilton going over there. I don't know what's going on with Chuck Clark. He may be on his way out. That's what I'm hearing. Tyler Linderbaum taking at the end of the first. I'm so happy for Linderbaum that he gets taken in the first round, because I saw him sneaking away into the second. Maybe the Giants could pick him up, but I saw him sneaking away into the second, and he's too much of a talented player. I know a center is not a value position. Tyler Linderbaum is a center-only prospect. He's not a guy that can move to guard, right, as you see in other center prospects. He's not that type of guy. He's a little undersized. He doesn't have a lot of play strength, so he's pretty much a guy that could just play center, but plays that position extremely well. And I wanted to see him taken in the first round, and what other than the Baltimore Ravens to take him here? A lot of people wanted him 14th overall, and they get him here at 25 when they trade back up. So we move on also to the second round, David Ojabo. What freaking value. The value here is fantastic. Kyle Hamilton, David Ojabo, putting him with Jason Owe in there, okay? You bring back Michael Pierce. This defense is getting great again. I mean, it was already good, but you're addressing your core needs, and they did a fantastic job at that. Now, they could have went corner here maybe to address corner, but the value was too great with David Ojabo there. 2 speed rushers off the edge in Odafe Owe and David Ojabo, man, is going to be the double O's there. You heard it here first. I coined the name. The double O's is going to be extremely fast defense for the Baltimore Ravens. Travis Jones, another slam dunk value pick, man. Defensive tackle out of Connecticut. He was a guy that was supposed to be taken early second. Some people had him going as far as the Bucks at 27 in the first round. Okay, and they find a way to sneak him out here. Daniel Faalele is another guy, a depth guy, taken in the 4th round. Their offensive line is already great. They want to keep that offensive line great. This guy can move around. He was a tackle in college, but he's so massive that he may be a guard at the NFL level and may be a damn good guard at that. Another look at the value they're getting here. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 4th round picks, man. Look how much they did with that. Jalen Armour Davis, Alabama corner. Bama boys, you really can't go wrong with that. Charlie Kohler and Isaiah Likely. The last time they took 2 tight ends, they've done this before, okay? They took Hayden Hurst and they took Mark Andrews. I believe they were 2 first-round picks. Am I wrong about that? They were 2 first-round picks. That's crazy. But they do it again here, and Mark Andrews is still there. It's very clear they have a clear mindset of how they want their offense to run. Say what you want. Maybe you want wide receivers there more so than 3 great tight ends. Maybe you want 3 great wide receivers after getting rid of Marquise Brown. But you can see they have a clear focus on what they want to do on offense, and they did a great job at that. Likely and Kohler are great tight end prospects. They found a way. You know, they have 6 4th-round picks. You can go ahead and get crazy sometimes and go ahead and get yourself a punter here at a Penn State, and he can really boom the ball as well. Demarion Williams and Tyler Beatty. Watch out for Tyler Beatty and that Baltimore running game, man. Baltimore knows how to run the ball, and Beatty can be a good pick in the 6th round. So that being said, guys, that is my top drafts, the best drafts in the 2022 NFL draft. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm probably going to get around to doing a top 5 worst drafts in the 2022 NFL draft classes. So that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new. I'll see you guys in the next video.